Here on the screen is a demo company that I have. This one happens to be for a chemical company, but of course, subscribers know we have these for schools and universities, utilities, electric companies, cooperatives, uh, financial institutions, banks, credit unions, and many other sectors. You'll notice that there are three simple boxes, and we have labeled them Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. Step 1 is where we'll start in a moment, of course, and this will ask you, what is your situation? This is where you log a new event and provide details about the event. After you do that, and we'll demonstrate this in a moment, but after you do that, it's going to take you to the situation room. This is a place where everyone on the team is literally and figuratively on the same page, where you review and edit facts about your event with your crisis management team. And then step 3 is the crisis communications or crisis comms hub. And this is where, with one button, you can publish your finished news release or finished statement to the web. So let's open step 1 and see how this works. Each subscription, depending on the type of company you are, has a different set of what we call event types of events or event types. And in this case, for the chemical company, as for many other institutions, we have the first critical statement. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. We have a number of arrest issues. We have active shooter issues. We have asbestos, board members departing, bombs found, exploded. And each sector is going to have events that are unique to them. So for the chemical sector, we've got lots of very specific chemical events. As with all organizations, there will be things like civil disobedience, there will be weather events, there will be accidents. During COVID times, we've constantly updated the COVID rules. These may be disappearing soon. Embezzlement issues, explosions, fires, hurricanes, weather. IT is always an issue. So I have, 4, 5, 6 different IT events that could take place. And we have layoffs, murder, suicide, plant closures, sexual harassment. Social media can often be the source of a crisis. So we've got 7 to 8 different types of social media events, depending on your type of company, and then more weather events, and then workplace fatality, injury, etc. So all of these are always going to be based in alphabetical order. And the way SituationHub works is, no matter what the event is, when you click on it, it will ask you questions. People often want to know, well, what will the media ask me? Well, we're going to ask them to you here, and you get to answer it. For every event, always just accept yes. Once we get together and do media training, you'll realize that strategically, this first sentence is very important. This is called a preamble. There's different phraseology depending on the basis of the event. When you log in, you will always see a progress bar, and you will see this that says questions completed. This indicates there are 39 questions. Technically, there are not 39 questions. There are questions plus options for multiple choice. So if a multiple choice has 5 options, that shows up here as a number. When you get into more complicated events, you might have 200, 400, 500, even 700 potential questions. Do not freak out. You will never use them all. It is impossible to use them all. It's done that way because some of these were outfitted to accommodate mass fatalities of more than 20 people, mass injuries of more than 20 people missing. In the case of shootings, more than 10 different suspects with 10 different description criteria, such as hair color, piercings, tattoos, weight, height, gender, those types of things. So let's get into the first critical statement. You simply submit answer afterwards. It asks, what type of event are we responding to? We can confirm at this time we're responding to. Let's make it a fire. It lets you use a pull-down tab to tell us the time of the fire. Submit answer. From the list, characterize the status of the event. The event is, let's say it's ongoing. Submit answer. Is this a sort of event that might result in a fatality? It might, so let's just say yes, and this will trigger other questions. If we said no, there would be no questions about injuries, fatalities, or missing people, but we're going to say yes because fires might have missing people. Then you have four options. We have no information on potential fatalities. We can confirm there are no known fatalities. We can confirm that sadly there is one known fatality. However, we're not able to release any additional details pending notification of next of kin, or we can confirm that sadly there are a number of deaths, known fatalities. So this lets us give a quantity here. However, we're not able to give any additional details. So just so you can see how this works, I'm going to choose this answer. And because I choose this answer, it wants to know the number of confirmed fatalities. I'm going to say 2. Could this be the sort of event with injuries? Yes, it could. And then I've got similar options here. I'm going to say that we can confirm there is one known injury. However, we're not able to release any additional details. Could this be the type of event with missing individuals? The answer is yes, but we're going to say everyone is accounted for. And then you get to list the agencies that have responded. So in this case, we would say EMS would have responded because we have injuries and fatalities, and a fire department. And anytime you see these brackets, this is your opportunity to put in the name of a jurisdiction. And depending on the type of event, it's a very robust list, including other. Most of the multiple choices will give you a chance for other. So when I submit that, it fills in EMS. We've requested assistance from EMS, and it says enter the name of the responding fire department. My town is Mandeville, so I'm going to write Mandeville Fire Department. Notice how the progress bar passed by very quickly because a bunch of the answers have now disappeared. Do we need to list an address for the event? I always think we should. So we're going to say this has happened at 123 Main Street. Do we need to give the name of the location or building? If it's got a specific name, I would do that. So I'm going to say this is known as our Mandeville location. Select yes to say that members of the team are in the process of gathering additional facts about this event. I definitely want to say this. When we get into media training, you'll find out that it's critical to leave this answer in. Select yes to say that we encourage everyone to avoid speculating about facts of this incident, and to say we encourage people to only rely on official information from official sources such as responding agencies. I'm going to say yes because I don't want people to believe everything they see on social media. This says ask interested parties to expect additional updates. In media training, we'll explain why this is critical as well. A simple, in the meantime, please bear with us is a good statement to include. And then we have our promise to put information up on our website. So we're going to say www.website.com. And when we're finished, a statement has been created. This statement has 15 sentences in it, and we have directions up here. So if you are the person who creates this, you have edit rights. And there are two types of users. Some are called users, and then they can start an event, and then they can hit this alert team button. We'll talk about that in a moment. Once they hit alert team, they lose the right to be an editor. Other people are company administrators. They can have edit rights. And edit rights are things that you can release. You see up here, it says it's been released, or you can claim it. And then the directions for the Situation Hub is review for correctness, edit errors, but do not rewrite the language in the sentences. Then use the alert team button to notify the team. So I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to call this Fire at Mandeville Facility. The numbers stay on here at this time. We'll explain why in a moment. That's important for editing. But if any facts had changed, I'd be able to do more edits here. Once this is done, I'm going to hit this Alert Team button, and this is going to send an alert out to my entire crisis management team. Each subscription comes with 12 seats, so up to 12 people can get alerts. And people getting alerts will include those that you designate for the crisis management team. They will get a text and they will get an email. When they get that text and when they get that email, it will be taking them here to the Situation Room, step 2. So step 1, answer questions, hit Alert Team. Step 2 allows everyone to see the statement. And now the team members can text any corrections to the designated editor. You can print this page and read it to the media. So that's why we have these numbers here. Or if you want, you can copy this and paste it to a Word document. If you want to do additional editing here, you can add links, you can add photographs, you can add video, you can change the text. So this works very much like any web page or any like a Word document. You also have the ability to click code, and you can copy and paste this code directly onto your website if necessary. And if you need to leave the room, you can release the edit rights and let a colleague claim the edit rights. So I have the edit rights now, and if I can get this to my own corporate website, that is my first best place to post information. However, if getting information to the corporate website takes a while, then you can use this Publish Statement button. It's going to say, by clicking Publish, you agree that your statement will be published for public viewing on the internet. I'm going to say yes. And here it is, in seconds, published to the web. And that means I can copy the URL from the website here, and I can include it in a tweet to reporters. I can send it to my employees. I can send it to my stakeholders. I can share this with anyone that is necessary. And if we go back to the main menu, this is found in step 3. There's our statement. Now, let's say you publish here first, but then you want to send it to your own website and you get it published on your own website and you want to remove it from the web on the Situation website. You just go right here and it says unpublish. You click there. Are you sure you want to remove it? Yes. And that statement goes right back in to the Situation Room to be used again. Now, if this were an actual fire and it was going on, that would be the first statement that we would send to the media and to our employees and to other key stakeholders. That can be done in probably less than 5 minutes. Get that statement out first. If media are present, you would read it to them. But as soon as you're finished sharing that statement, you would come back in here and you would choose one of the fire templates and you could fill that out. It's going to be a much more robust statement. It will definitely have more than 39 questions because it's built for more than 20 people dead, more than 20 people injured, more than 20 people missing. It has a potential of 550 questions. Do not panic. Do not freak out. You will never use them. Executing this one will take you approximately 5 minutes if you don't have an excessive number of casualties. But if you have a large number of casualties, it may take you as many as 10 minutes to answer all of the questions here. And again, once you're finished answering those questions, you hit Alert Team. It sends everyone to the Situation Room. You can review the statement. You can edit as necessary. Then you can hit the Publish statement, and you can go to the Crisis Communications Hub. So that's a quick look at how to use SituationHub. And an important key here is for you to practice. Get used to the types of questions that we ask you, because you will see a certain degree of redundancy in certain types of events. So for example, this is the chemical one. There will be questions about contamination to the ground, air, and water. There will be questions about remediation. There will be questions about responding agencies. And each unique type of subscription has unique types of questions, and therefore practice helps to make you perfect. I always say that the key to being your best on your worst day is to practice on a clear, sunny day.